Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry, and today I'm going to take a tour of the Taos Pueblo World Heritage Site, which is just a few miles outside of Taos, New Mexico. And these are not Indian ruins. These are homes, adobe homes, that the Indians are still living in. So come on in, let's take a look.
And the revolt was led by Pope, who is an exiled leader from Pueblo, and he also planned the revolt inside Taos Pueblo as well. And the revolt started by sending runners to each of the southern tribes for the Nada Yucca Accord. And the Yucca Accords were then used to coordinate the date of the revolt, and the date, it was set to be on August 11th, but it was actually carried out a day earlier due to the Spanish being informed by Southern Pueblo tribe. In the year 1847, during the Mexican-American War, New Mexico's first governor, Charles Benton, and that revolt side
There's a big stack here of old used crosses.
And when the bombings of the church here was done, the Virgin Mary statue was actually in the church as well. So that's when they just transported it over there.
This is an oven that the tour guide said gets up to 350 to 400 degrees. And there's the door. They keep it covered because they have dogs around here that sometimes get into it. And then here's a ventilation hole. So that's how they mostly bake their bread and other things.
Good morning. Oh, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Keep the smoke. Hello there, sir.
Hello.
How are you?
Okay. All of these doors are for an individual home, and they are still being lived in. Some people set up shops to sell things. Here's another one. And what they're doing up here is adding another layer of mud plaster to the walls. They have to do that. They said every 6 to 9 months they have to add another layer of mud because it constantly gets washed out in the rains. So it takes a lot of maintenance. These buildings are just made out of dirt, water, and straw, and that's it. Here's some more of the homes that people turn their front room into a little shop to sell things to the tourists. And this is on the other side of the river. There are quite a few of these adobe homes. And there are quite a few of these outside ovens. And this one, curiously, is underneath a shed. Some of them are underneath sheds, and then some of them are out in the open. This one has a bunch of sticks in it. They have their own government and police force, and it costs $14 or $16 to take a tour here, which I'm doing, either self-guided or the guided tour that I went on, which was not a very long tour actually. So a lot of their government functions are funded by tourism, and then people have various jobs that live here, either working with the government or with their own private shop businesses. And then the homeowners have to hire these people to come and mud plaster their homes every year. A lot of their drinking water comes from this creek, and they have other water sources too. The guide said the water here in the creek is very clean water, so they've been drinking it for all these many years. Here's two more ovens. Got a little picnic area covered. And they have several of these porta potties around. And the buildings do not have interior stairs to go up to the higher floors. So in order for people to get into their homes that are in the second floor or higher, just have ladders from the outside. This is their church, which, as you might guess, is Catholic. They let you go in the church, but they have a strict policy of not allowing photography inside the church. And here you can buy some of the baked goods made from the outdoor ovens. Here's an adobe restaurant, and here's the menu. I find it interesting they have Frito pies. The visitor center is a brick building with stucco on the outside, and this is part you don't see on the tour. Across the street from the Adobe Village, they have a few homes like this that are either stucco or concrete, and I kind of doubt if anybody is living in here. I wonder why they aren't repairing or maintaining these homes. This is the backyard of that home, where there's an old truck that looks like it's been here for a long time. And here is, looks like an old-timey ice box. And here is an interesting looking tree. Look at all the knobs on here. That looks like a modern mobile home. And they've got some empty fields like this that they are just not using for anything at all. Looks like they can make some use of that to grow something. Here's an interesting home at number 159. We've got plenty of parking, so you can come here in your RV if you want to. This is a trolley from downtown that they bring tourists in. This is a fairly good sized community, and the tour guide said there's only about 50 people who live here year-round, but other tribe members come and live here temporarily from time to time, especially when they're here for weddings and other ceremonies. Hope you enjoyed it. Good day, folks.